know how to diversify your investment portfolios to make the best returns at any given time. Investment has to do with putting your money to work or letting your money work for you. The returns made from prudent investment decisions can serve as an additional income stream which can help you attain your financial goals. Speak to a financial planner at EDC today to learn more about how you can diversify your portfolio and to make your money work for you. With EDC, financial independence is possible. Today's tip was brought to you by Clara Nyame Ado of EDC Investments Limited.
102.5 FM.
Okay, so how should I mention that one? Rahima. Nice one.
Thinking life's all
Okay.
smoking weed and ice.
So she just corrected me on that one. It's going to be a very interesting interview this morning. Yeah.
Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they
Yes, so she actually occupies a position that is huge, and just as she's sitting here right comfortably and all that, we're going to get into that discussion. She's in the banking sector. She works with Access Bank, and of course, she is the zonal head in the Ashanti region. That's a huge one, actually.
I try not to let
The title or the
titles-
position.
No. It's just break it down to what you do on a daily basis, and that's to get in touch with my customers, make sure my teams are psyched up, they are on top of their game, they know what is expected of them, and if they get any hitch or they get a challenge, you're there to assist them. And that makes it simple.
It makes it easier and simple for you to then wake up every morning and hear the position like, that's
Actually, when people say it back to me, then I get like, oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
But on a daily, it's more like this is what you do on a regular.
Exactly.
Interesting. You obviously didn't get there just like that. We're going to go through that journey and find out how you eventually actually got there. Earlier, I was asking about you doing myself. Is it easy for you to write now? If you are asked to write myself, would it be easy for you to do today?
I'll try.
Eh.
Okay, because when you're in the primary school, it's a bit easy because it's straightforward. It's like, oh, my name is this. I go
Yeah.
to school here. My favorite food is that.
Yeah.
But as you grow up, you evolve.
Yeah.
And there are so many things that comes into it. So. So that's where the trick comes
So
in.
I'll make it very easy for you this
Okay.
morning. I'll make it very easy so that we are able to get
Sure.
everything out of you. So tell us, I mean, growing up, where were you born? Which family? I was born in Aija Zongo. I say this and people are like, Aija Zongo na ye cool. So I'm like, what is supposed to happen at Aija Zongo? You know, that kind of thing. Tell us, where were you born and all that?
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm a twin.
Oh,
And we were born in Nigeria, Ogun State.
oh, nice.
My parents moved there, obviously, in the 70s.
Okay.
I think a lot of teachers moved to Nigeria during that period. So both of my parents are teachers. They are retired at the moment. My dad is 81,
Oh, wow.
and my mom is 74, I think.
Nice.
So so we were born there. So we had our early education in Nigeria, and then we moved back home in the 86.
Okay.
So we actually celebrated our birthday on our way
Mm.
to Ghana. We
To
came
Ghana.
by road, and that's another story. So I have 7 siblings, including my twin. So we are
Okay.
8 in
8.
number,
Wow.
6 women and 2 men.
Interesting.
Yes. So women power is something that is really, really key.
Yeah.
Growing up, my father made it a point that it doesn't matter with gender, whether male or female, everybody must get the education or the exposure if you have the capacity to. So I don't believe in, oh, this is a woman, so the woman should be restricted.
Yeah.
I wasn't brought up that way, and my religion doesn't teach me that either. So obviously you can tell
Yeah.
what my interests lie, and that is the empowerment of women.
Of women.
So I have big sisters. So
Okay.
I'm the younger one of the twin.
Okay.
So I'm the
Kechi.
youngest. Me a Kechi. So my terrier too is a boy. So I've taken the Kechi from
Position from him.
Yeah. We are from Apa, Jamasi,
Okay.
etc. Ashanti region.
Ashanti region.
My dad is actually from Jamasi.
Okay.
My mom is from Apa, but his mother is from Jamasi, and the
Jamasi.
father is from Apa.
Okay.
So they're kind of a bit
Yeah.
related.
Yeah.
I have fancy background because my paternal grandma is from Fanti.
Okay, from the
So,
central
yeah,
region.
from the central region. So I get to be called Nana sometimes.
Tia
So-
Krom Fanti.
Aye.
I'm also me a Fanti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm with the Arab bros.
You see, it's funny. If my dad is listening to me right now, he'd be very disappointed because he says my Fanti is terrible. But I think we have somebody whose Fanti is more terrible than mine, and so I can actually exonerate myself a little bit because mine is better. For anyone listening, yes, my Fanti is better. Today, I've succeeded. I have somebody whose Fanti is terrible than mine, but it's all good. So you have that background and that family, a large family, I should say. In all, you are 8.
Yes.
That's quite cool. A lot of girls and all that. Growing up, you talk about the fact that your dad is the one. I mean, they were teachers, so obviously they had a lot of insight as to education and all that. What kind of education did you have? Was it the strict one where we say do this, do that, or how did they happen?
My father gave us a blend. My father was and still is strict. I think for me he has relaxed a lot, probably because of age. But he gave us a blend. As we were growing, his style changed with the age.
Okay.
When we were younger, he was stricter. But when we were growing, when we got to our mid and late teenage and early 20s, it was more of, more democratic. Let's sit down
and have a
conversation. So he will wake you up at dawn and say, you know what, this is what I think the family should be doing. This is what I have in mind or in store as for you to do. So in choosing my subject, it wasn't forced on me.
Okay.
I had a choice, although it was limited. Okay, what I wanted to do is what I got to do. I wanted to do science, but then we had everybody family had challenges.
Yeah.
My parents were teachers, so he said, you know what, I can't afford science. I want you to take a course or a subject that after school you can then get a job, and then you'll be able to put yourself through
any other thing you want to do.
Fine, so you depart from science, but this is what I want to do. So we had our primary education obviously from Nigeria. We came to Ghana. We were settled at initially we were at Tanoso area, TTC. Now USU.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Kes. My mom was the headmistress there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we were at Holy Ghost International School, and then later Roman Catholic School. I've forgotten the full name.
The full name of the school.
Then we came to Fomena. Fomena Dancing.
Okay.
My dad was the headmaster at TRMAS there. So we had our GHS, and then we moved to Accra to complete our GHS.
So you had been moving.
We are constantly.
That has to do with dad and mommy's job.
Exactly.
You have to be moving along all the time. Did that really have any effect on you or impact on you in that childhood stage?
Not really. I guess because of all the conversations he will usually sit and have, and it made you feel like you're a key stakeholder.
Okay.
So growing up, things like my pencil, I knew the value of my pencil. I knew that if I lose my pencil, my mom will have to sacrifice, or my parents will have to sacrifice something to get me the pencil. And usually, maybe it will be my shoe, my cheliwate, my dress, because it says, I don't mind having you in tattered clothes and learning than to have you all polished up and you have nothing in your head.
So would you say family was more like an average family? You were cool.
We were an average family. So we loved Cosby's show then.
Okay.
Because we could
relate,
project ourselves into it, because we had families who were mid-income and children, and actually we learned a lot from it. We actually got to know my brother, my elder brother had a learning disability from the Cosby show.
Oh wow!
Because they had an episode on dyslexia, and my brother had always been struggling through.
Okay.
So when we were watching it, we just called our fathers, "Come, Papa, bra." I didn't have me, so we listened to it and we were like, oh, okay. But then there wasn't anything we could do for him. But so what we did was to record. Because when you record and you play it back to him, he could learn. Yeah.
Interesting. That was how childhood was for our guests.
It was fun. We were lots in very Zion trained, so everybody was there.
A
So.
lot of you. And who amongst the kids were you always fighting?
You see, although we're a lot, I don't know whether it's by their plan. There are groups within us. So the first two are a bit elderly,
Okay.
and then the second two, first four are all women anyway.
Okay.
So first two, their ages are closer. Then the next two, they are also close. Then you have a boy, and
In
then
between.
in between, and then myself and my twin, and then our terrier. So you can say the first three are kind of a bit closer. Actually,
Yeah.
the third one is a bit of a lone ranger.
Oh, no, the video, but
Yeah, but she's more part of the first two. Then you have the fourth one, Halima, our brother, and us being, and the last one being closer.
Okay.
But even within that, Halima and Ahmed are closer.
Yeah.
And then, of course, me and my twin. So there's another Lone Ranger, the terrier.
third-
So,
oh.
yeah, we are together, but there are these,
Yeah, these
cliques.
kind of-
Small,
There are
in there.
various squad in between.
Exactly.
Which of them did you fight? Like
My
is it-
twin.
Why?
I wasn't a fighter, really. I was
You never
more-
understood her all the time.
No, but she when we're growing up, I'm a lazy person. I always say it. I'm a very, very lazy person.
Well, in some regards, I'm pretty sure.
No, I think in all aspects of my life. But because I'm lazy, I always look at how best to get it done with minimal effort and still make it spick and span. So I'm somebody who really observes things before I start
Yeah.
going at it. I really want to get to know all the angles. So you may see that I'm taking my time, but when I get it done, you realize that
Well done.
It's well done. So if my mom asks us to cook, it means if let's say I have to boil yam. Imagine those days. I'll wash the yam
Whoa.
before I peel it.
You don't want the sand and everything coming
Because when it's like that, it means I have to take my time and wash the yam itself.
again.
And if you don't do it well, when somebody is eating, the person will
Yeah.
be biting into sand. It took Rami a while, but instead of talking to me and getting me to compromise and they will move on, she'd rather beat me up.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I'll fight with her.
Wasn't ready for you to actually go through all that process. Well, so I guess this morning, of course, Rahima Boache, who is actually with Access Bank, she says she doesn't really want that title. When you mention it, becomes like a very huge one. So for her, it's easier when she goes about her daily chores or daily activities like that and make sure she's excelling. You talked about getting into school and wanting to do science, but Daddy says, listen, you know where we are coming from, do that, so you're able to get a job when you are done and finance yourself through school. You went to TI Ahmadiyya for MENA. That's where you had your SHS. Now it's SHS.
Yes, our time was SSS.
It was SSS, yes. Now, how was school like? This is where your dad was, and you have that bond with dad at home. So how different was it at school? And what effort did you really put in to make sure that, listen, I didn't have any rough with daddy or anything?
Well, Fomena then was very laid back. Let me use that diplomatically. So imagine us living in Nigeria, coming to Kumasi, and then all of a sudden, boom, we find ourselves in a place where I can just take a walk from the beginning to the end of the town. That was a shock.
Yeah.
Number 2, there was no light. Number 3, there was no water.
Wow.
Pipe-borne water, I mean. So we have to travel about 2 months to go get water.
Wow.
We didn't have teachers who were, always present. So from Form 1 to Form 3, we didn't have consistent teachers or permanent teachers for English, Maths, and Science. And these were core.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle. Sometimes you have to move to Dompoase to get in touch with classes going on there. But what my dad said was that he doesn't see the reason why he's a headmaster of an institution and his children will be in another school. So we should be here.
Wow.
We should study. We should fight. We should make our way through so
Wow.
that we will prove that the school is good. And that is what we did.
That
so
was a tough one.
Although we're headmaster's children, we were the ones, and my dad didn't, I mean, I'm not living with anybody. I have 6 girls. I have capable boys. We didn't have anybody. So we'll wake up and do the washing, the cooking, cleaning, feeding the animals, all
Yeah.
of that before we go to school. Oh, it's
Wow.
washing and major cleaning were done on weekends.
On weekends.
Yes. But
All the other things had to be
you
done
have
before you go
exactly and you have to get there before the other students come in.
to school. Wow.
So our big sister and brother were doing it, so we just fell
For you
we
guys
fell
had a
in
field
line.
day
Exactly,
to actually follow
we
that.
fell in line. And I quite remember we were in our final year, SS. That was 95, 96 thereabouts, and this movie had just been released, Harrison Ford, The Fugitive. And my twin sister and I wanted to watch this movie.
How are you going to watch that?
Ha! Come watching this. We begged this man. He said, no, the TV is mine. I bought it with my money. I want my children to study. If you like, when you grow and have your children, you can allow them to watch. Movie. But I'll tell you this. By the time you grow up, this movie will be old. You would have watched it countless times. Now I have Netflix on my phone.
Yeah, you have
And I
access
can-
to anything you want.
I
You can't
saw.
even
I
have
mean, I
time.
actually scrolled and I saw Harrison Ford. I mean, The Fugitive. I'm like,
This is a movie I was dying to watch years
I'm
ago.
watching You're a Prophet. So those are some of the things he instilled in us: sacrifice
Yeah.
and volunteering. Okay, so how I got my first job was actually through volunteering.
We will talk about that. A lot of people lately, a lot of young people don't really want to sacrifice. They don't want to volunteer to do anything. For them, it should be like that. Just when they do, they snap it, they should get the job.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people look at. From TIMS, Formula, you went through to the tertiary.
Yes.
You went to KNEST.
Actually, no, we didn't.
Okay.
Something interesting happened. We had distinction, my twin and I, and we wanted to go to Lagos. Unfortunately, lecturers had been on strike, so there was a 2-year gap. So if you wanted to go to the university, we had to be at home for 2 years.
Whoa.
My dad was like, no, these are women, these are girls, they're not going to stay in my house. So everybody was shipped off. So we went to Accra Polytechnic.
Okay.
And that year, 5 of us were getting into tertiary. So my dad also explained that aside...
Hold on. 5 of your dad's
Yes,
children were getting
yes,
into tertiary.
Yes.
That
So
was a lot of
that was
money,
a lot of
financial
money.
burden.
So my dad actually took a loan. I remember, I can't forget this. He actually took a loan to pay for our fees and everything.
Wow.
And his shoe, the sole of the shoe had a hole in it.
Wow.
And there's a headmaster, and he never even complained to us. Never did. But we saw it. We saw what he did. We saw what my mom did. My mom didn't buy new clothes. So she likes wax prints. She never bought Entoma. At least for the next 2-3 years that we were in school.
You went to school. And I'm pretty sure today they will sit back and be very, very proud. And they'll even be prouder of you today saying this and knowing that you actually witnessed it and you remember all the efforts they put into your life.
So myself, my twin, and my elder brother, we went to Accra Poly. And my elder sister, Halima, 4th born, and our terrier, I think Naso went to KNUST, and then Halima went to Legon.
Okay.
So the 3 of us were the sacrificial lambs. So
To go
we
to
went
Accra Poly.
Good. So when we got there, and I realized the Achimotas, the Adisadels, the Ogasco, St. Louis, they were all seated in the same classroom with me. I started laughing at that. I said, you people should not be here. You should go to Legon. Minimum why? I said, no. The way you people go about your stuff, I wasn't expecting them to be
To
there.
see them there.
Seriously, because I'm coming from Fomena Adanse. Even now, when you mention Fomena Adanse, a lot of people don't know. So
Yeah.
imagine 15 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
I completed SSS in 96. So you can imagine.
Yeah.
A long time ago. So when they ask me where are you coming from, I say from another dance. They will ask, we're here for. So I said, no, you shouldn't be here. In fact, one lady in particular actually had to leave. Oh, she left. My money oko legon.
What for you be?
Oh, bakuzu ko UCC. Yeah, it's not classroom. Me to me for mena. If for mena in mapole na unzu mfi achimota ni nyina in mabet na crap.
Was it that you were scared that no, from where they were coming
from?
No,
I wasn't scared. I was disappointed that they are in the same class as me.
Oh.
I was disappointed for them because I felt like, imagine where I am coming from.
If you are supposed
imagine that I had to struggle with science. It got to a time, my twin and I, we had to even go to the lab and mix. We didn't even know what we were doing because of practicals. We had to mix the chemicals for chemistry ourselves.
That could have actually led to an explosion.
You see, but we were curious like that. Okay, we have to fetch water sometimes for our masters, because if you don't go and fetch water for your master, you won't get water to bath and come to class early. We would chase them for notes and come and write it on the board, and
that was how stressful it was.
Exactly. So if I go through all that and I still get a distinction, I don't see why you should be comfortable. You can be comfortable in your school, and all you have to do is to eat and learn.
Yeah.
And we all come here.
We all get at the
that
same
was
spot.
where I was coming from, but not because of
you being scared.
No. I wasn't scared of them one bit. I actually liked it when I meet with them and we start talking, and they're like, "Did you go to Achimota?" I said, "Me, there is a school, man."
Interesting conversation here on Y1025 FM. It's the Y Leaderboard series, and I'm pretty sure for anyone out there listening, you might have had some of these experiences, coming from a place where everybody thought, okay, Charlie, in this office, for instance, when we have conversations, my producer always wants to laugh at AJ Morgan. He says, okay, which school did you? I say, oh, me, I went to at this school. Like, okay, which school? Was it in Sabah Senior High School? Like, in Sabah or Hifa? That kind of argument that happens in the studio. Yeah, So I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there might have had that experience. And for those who the experience didn't break you, congratulations for making it. So we'll be zooming into, you moving to Polytechnic, that's Accra, and eventually had to come to KNEST and all that. And we will look at job. When exactly did you grab your first job? How was it like? And growing up, you said you were interested in science. Now you go to Poly, and what did you study that now has you in a position where a lot of people will be envious of? We'll be talking about all that shortly here on Y1025 FM. But if you're listening to us, you may want to send us a tweet with the hashtag Rise and Shine. Send them through, and I'll read them here on the show. If you are suffering from malaria fever, I want to tell you that Tabia Herbal Mixture is here for you. It's been with us for over a decade, and it helps in battling malaria fever, typhoid fever, and loss of appetite. Walk into any pharmacy, licensed chemical shop, or herbal shop across the country today, and you will get Tabia Herbal Mixture. Tabia Herbal Mixture, we say let's conquer malaria. Well, UNIAT, now known as UPI, is a technological school that focuses mainly on the practical approach to learning. They have 1-year courses, and they do have 3 months minimum courses as well. Some of the 1-year courses include computer basics and office administration, network and cyber security engineering, online business and e-commerce, graphic design, video editing and 3D animation, software engineering, computer hardware and mobile phone courses. Now the short courses, we have Python programming, Java development, still graphics, CCTV installation and management. I'll tell you why you need to study at UPI. It is a Codvet registered training school, 85% practical training. They offer certified certificate of competency. They do have well-equipped and air-conditioned class and laboratories. And they do have well-qualified and dedicated lecturers for you. Call them or send them a message via WhatsApp today, 055 538-3848, 055-538-3848, or log on to their website, upischool.com. Locate them at Maxima, Bomso near MTN office off the Tech Road. There are job opportunities here for you. A reputable company is in search of workers for its factory. Qualifications, SSC, HND, and some of the professions they are looking for technicians. If there are any other professional too, you can apply. you locate them at Bremamba, please call them on 024-872-2153. 024-872-2153. Or you could call 024-374-9636. This company is Prinkim Consult. And they say they've got opportunities for everybody out there who wants to grab a job, and things come that easily. Fast food generation, as people pointed. But
Give yourself time.
I actually wish there was enough time to get back into all that. But I think that the main point is that give yourself time, and of course, learn on the job or whatever it is you want to
yourself.
do. Make sure you build yourself enough so that when you are in the room, you are identified. People are able to say, yes, this person brings something to the table.
Exactly.
If people want to reach out to you, I know there are schools who perhaps would want you to speak to students because of how excellent you've come or how far you've come with your career and all that. How do they reach out?
Okay, I always say I'm a work in progress. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Yes. But my number is 0244 717 011.
Okay. So that's an official line. Please don't call asking that if she can give you a job. Or don't call asking that, okay, she's married as well, so please don't go proposing. I hate that, please. And I say, YFM, hey, please don't go do that. We don't want that. Anyway, so thank you very much for coming this morning.
Thank you,
at the end of the day, you've made it whole. Yeah, tutu abasa and now we know.
Why are you've really taken me down memory lane.
Yeah.
I've been to Nigeria, to Okes, to Fomena, to Akropole.
Every aspect of your life you have shared with us here, and we are grateful that you actually honored our invitation to be on the Wiley Dabot series. We wish you the very best, and of course, I mean, I'll send our events guy to your office to come and learn events as well and get some experience from you as well. But thank you very much for coming once again.
Thank you, NY.
All right, so it's been YFM, it's been Rise and Shine. My name is NYDJ. Thank you very much for listening. Coming up is the mid-morning radio show. I know we've stolen a bit of their time, but they will forgive us on that. Thank you for listening.